right, guys, welcome to this. My name is Brandon Barrera. I am the host of the show. This is the podcast where we talk to comedians and people just about traveling, the world, and even the country. You already laughing? You already laughing? This kid's already laughing. That's pretty good. We're already starting out with a good laugh. Today I'm joined by a co-host of mine. He comes in once in a while when we need him to save the day. Today's that day. We had a guest scheduled. She couldn't make it, unfortunately. So today I got my buddy Jared Schwartz. Everybody say hi to Jared.
Hey, what's going on, folks? How we doing? I'm excited to be here.
This kid, man, he's already robotic. He's already
Am I?
He's already sounded robotic on the
I
pod.
fucking suck, man.
You know I love
I'm just excited to get into it, man. Talk about traveling, because we traveled together.
We traveled together. Jared and I actually did some traveling last year together. We went we started in Spain.
Started in Spain.
Barcelona. We
hopped on over to London.
Did London. And then from there we went to Mykonos, in Greece, and then went to Berlin.
Yeah.
Do you think who you bring on a trip affects the trip?
100%.
Right.
That's too broad. What do you mean by that?
Okay,
Yeah, of course it's going to affect.
Like say I want to go to Paris.
Sure.
And I'm like, I need to find somebody to go to Paris.
Right.
And then one guy in the street's like, I'll go with you. And I'm like, I'm not really looking for you.
It's like, I didn't mean you.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, it's like, are you like, do you want that person to go on all these adventures with you there, or do you just want someone like company to like drink next to you and you don't care because you'll meet other people on your own?
Because
at that point you might as well just go on your own.
I'm an easygoing traveler where like I don't need a lot of people to go, but I like a group.
You like one,
and I like when the group is like together.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Like
I enjoy,
community.
I enjoy the community. I don't like, cause I've been on trips where like 16 of us go, and then it just ends up where like two people don't like the place we're staying at, and then they go, oh, we're gonna stay at a hotel. You know what I mean? And like that kind of like just ruins the vibe. Because it's like,
I think you let it ruin the vibe.
Well,
you don't have to.
Well, because it's like
them.
it's like we're waking up at like, just say 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
And everybody's getting up at the same time. We're like, all right, we know that at 8:30 we got to be downstairs, ready to go so we can walk around the city.
See, now,
You know what I mean? But then it's like, but then these two people that decided to go stay somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now we got to call them and be like, yo, we're all getting up.
Yeah.
And if they don't answer, then it's like, well, they just missed the whole day.
Well, that's there. That's on them.
It is on them, but then it creates a weird energy.
Well, I'm in this mindset and this period in my life, you know, and this goes back to like, you know, do you need someone? This goes back to the same question of like, do you need someone to travel with you? Mm-hmm. And it leads back to like when we were in London and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to this rave. Like I was about to go myself, and I'm like, I don't regret it. You know, I still had a great time. I think we went down to Belushi's that night. We had a fun time, but like, I wish I went to that club myself, because I know I would have had a great time either way, because I just went to Miami myself.
Right.
And I had a great time.
And what'd you think?
It was unbelievable.
You had a
it
good
was
time.
Great. Of course, it's always going to elevate the experience when you're sharing it with other people.
Right.
But the fact that I was by myself, it's like nobody can tell me no.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell me where to go.
Because you went by yourself.
I went by myself.
Yeah.
I made my own plans. I met up with friends. I met up with friends from Birthright who lived down there, you know, friends
Right.
that I met traveling.
Right.
They were already down there. So it's like that connection was fun. Yeah. Then I made new friends from the club that now like they were from Jersey, so they'll come meet me in New York.
Okay, so that's cool. I think traveling alone is cool.
I actually almost prefer it. That's just the era I am in my life. I'm not waiting on anyone. Just how like that was a big lesson when I was in London. Like I wish I didn't wait on you guys to like go. I was like, yo, you guys coming? You guys are like, no, we're staying in our twin bed hostels. That's where we'd rather be tonight, you know. And like, This was my first time in London. It was Fee's first time in London. I was like, don't you guys want to go out?
Okay, so you planned a trip to Miami.
Yeah,
it was random. You were just like,
random.
I'm going.
I was just like, I'm going.
Okay, so then you land in Miami. Did you have a plan?
Yeah.
What was the first plan?
First plan was Space Miami.
Space Miami, which is a club for those who need to know.
An insane club.
Yeah, it's an insane club. Basically, you go there at like 7 a.m. That's like everybody goes to Space like 7 a.m.
You start the night at 7 a.m.
You start the night at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I went at 3, stayed till 10.
Went at 3, stayed till 10.
Yeah.
It was 7 hours.
7 hours.
7 hours in a club.
7 hours.
How many
And it was
drugs
still going.
were you on?
A little bit of drugs. A little bit of drugs. No drinks. No drinks.
No drinks.
No, not really.
No drinks.
I had a couple of mimosas.
Can't do drinks. Mimosas.
In the morning. You gotta have mimosa.
You gotta have mimosa. I
in the
agree with
morning.
that.
That's the vibe.
Bacon, egg, and cheese?
That's what I heard.
Are they serving food?
I heard they do.
My mom's one of those people where like if I'm at like a place at like 7 in the morning, my mom's like, well, was there food? No, Mom. No one had the chips and dip being passed around. We're at the club at 7 a.m. We're still in grind lines. You know what I mean? Still trying to find women to grind with at 7 a.m. Not really looking for the chicken wings. You know what I mean? Maybe at 8:30. I remember one time I was in Mykonos with a group of my friends. Our first time there in 2017, and we were at Dead Mouse at Cavo Paradiso, which is like this club on like the edge of like a cliff. Oh yeah.
We were at Cabo Paradiso. Well, no. You were supposed to go there.
Hold on, let me finish this story.
Right.
Let me finish this story. So
I just thought it was funny.
My first time at Cavo Paradiso, we were going to see Dead Mouse at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll never forget. The sun's rising. Club is still, bouncing off the walls. It's crazy. And Dead Mouse gets on the microphone. He goes, "All right, the sun's coming up. I gotta go get breakfast. See you guys later." And then we all kind of just looked at each other and we were like, we still literally had no girls. We danced with 0 women. I think I just took my clothes off and went in the pool. This is literally this is like how my life usually goes. I go to a country, I'm like gonna meet the love of my life. I don't talk to one person while I'm there, or I do talk to one person, but it's more like, isn't it nice? Yeah, see you. And then like that's it. That's the end of that interaction. And then I go to a club and I'm like, well, maybe she's in here. And then I spend 12 hours at that club, at which point at 7 a.m. I look around, there's nobody there. And I look at my friends and I go, let's go home, boys. It's time to leave. And then we go home, pass out till 5 p.m., wake up, and then we do it again. That's kind of how it usually goes.
It's funny because when we went to Cavo Paradiso, we were there for Steve Aoki was playing.
I remember I was there.
And I go, hey, Brandon, you owe me money for the ticket. He goes, what do you mean? I didn't even go.
I didn't go. That's another thing. That's another thing. The next topic.
You know what, Brandon?
The next topic. I have it written down. I have it written down right here. Brandon, the next topic. Hold on, Jared.
Brandon was knocked out.
Jared,
in the room.
Hold on.
You have to tell that story.
Hold on. Okay, this is a good question because I think I have something here, and this is for all my people all my narcoleptics out there, because I am what you call a narcoleptic.
or a blackout drunk.
No, I'm a narcoleptic. Because here's the thing. It's craziest thing about me. I will drink myself to the point of exhaustion. I have literally I've been to at least 157 bars all around the world. I've fallen asleep in all of them. I wish I could get all the camera footage of every single bar or club I've fallen asleep in, because it's a lot. I've fallen asleep in a nightclub in Park City, Utah.
Brandon's only a narcoleptic when he's drinking.
Yeah, when I'm drinking. I've literally fallen asleep in a nightclub in Park City, Utah.
I don't think that's how narcolepsy works, Brandon.
That's how it goes. I'm a pro at falling asleep. I have been in a club where, like, at one point I had a girl on one of my arms, and we were making out all night. I claimed her as mine for the night, and then at one point I said good night, and then I went to my boys' table and I passed out, and then I woke up and found her in bed with my boy. So I don't know what you call that. Maybe patron saint of narcolepsy? Maybe. I don't know. I'm a giver. Is what they say in the club.
You did give me the ticket money.
But here's the thing. It's back to my point. If at 1 p.m., let's scenario, me and for the sake of it, it's me and Jared, right? Right now,
because you know
right now it's 1 p.m. and we're on the beach in Mykonos, Greece, right? I look at Jared, I go, hey, Steve Aoki's playing tonight at midnight at Cavo Paradiso, which is one of the top 50 club in the world, okay? Jared looks at me. He goes, I'm down. Let's get tickets. I go, okay, you buy them, and then I'll pay you for it. He goes, absolutely. It's about $75 a ticket. He buys them, right? At the time, it was just 3 of us, so he buys 3 tickets. 12 o'clock rolls around. I'm blackout drunk.
You're narcoleptic.
I've had like 7 Negronis, 3 old fashions, a ton of tequila. I'm on chocolate mushrooms. I'm not home. Lights out. No one's home. I go home. I pass out. Now, you would think that Jared, don't respond to this yet, as a good friend and somebody who paid for the ticket, he would have the decency to wake me up to say, hey, Bran, it's midnight. Steve's coming on in about 2 hours, because that's what time they usually come on. It's like never midnight. It's usually about 2 hours after. Steve's coming on in a few hours. Maybe we should go to the club now. At which point I would wake up with bloodshot eyes and I would say, yes, absolutely, because I paid for a ticket.
We did that.
Now, here's the thing. Jared claims he did that. I do not believe it. Okay? So, because I don't believe that, the next day when I finally do a rise from my slumber the next day, and Jared looks at me and he says, hey man, just want to let you know, last night you missed Steve. You still owe me $75. I'm looking at Jared and I go, what are you talking about? I didn't go to Steve. I didn't go.
No, I know.
I didn't go. That's like if I walked into a Massage Envy and I was like, let me get a massage. Here's $50. And then I went in there and they were like, I'm not massaging you. Then I'd be like, let me get my $50 back because I didn't get a massage. My back still hurts. You know what I mean?
No.
You owe me $75.
I don't know you fucking
He owes me $75.
Well, let's just preface it that Brandon did wake up that night and go out. Do you remember that?
Oh, I did.
Oh, he did.
I ended up waking up, and guess where I went? Guess where I went? Not Steve Aoki. The kid couldn't even have the decency to send me a cab to go see Steve. My favorite guy, Steve.
The best part is about that, man, is so Fee left me at Steve. He left me and Steve alone. He let us have our alone time, me and Steve. Fee goes home, wakes you up. I don't know how he got in the apartment because he had no key. I'm the only one who had the key to the Airbnb.
Windows were open.
I get home.
So
I walk in.
Yeah.
I don't even recall you not being there. I pass the fuck out.
Yes. So
I'm fucked up.
So then this is another thing. Right? A guy like that who thinks he's going to pass out, and then also proceeds to shut the windows. That was our way of getting into the place because it was only one key. And if you're staying in Mykonos, the keys look like medieval times keys. You can't it's not like you can go to like a key master and go have them remake it. They don't even manufacture keys that look like this anymore, right? So Jared goes in, shuts the door. That's automatically locked. Shuts the windows because he might be a little chilly willy. He passes out. He's done. Narcolepsy engaged, right? 3 hours later, Fee and I, we're back moving and grooving. We're coming back. We're like, hey, Jared, open up. Knock, knock. Jared, ha, 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 ha. Doesn't answer. What do? Punch the fucking window open. Now I owe him $75, and I got to buy a fucking window to a house that was built in 13 BC. They don't even make those windows anymore. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. They didn't even charge us. The Airbnb didn't even charge us. And for months, I was racking my brain as to why they didn't charge us. And now it finally makes sense. What would you even charge for a window you can't even make anymore? And let me tell you this. I went back because we're going back to Mykonos in August. The house that we stayed at isn't even an Airbnb anymore. They had to shut it down because we broke the window. Because they were like, this place is unusable. It's inhabitable. It's inhabitable. Is that a word? Inhabitable. Inhabitable. Whatever.
It was, the best part, my perspective is I wake up, bed is soaking wet. I see glass on the floor. I step all over it. Yeah. I start bleeding. I go to the bathroom, take my underwear off, put a towel down, go back on the bed. And then it's still soaking wet. I'm like, why'd these guys fucking wake up, break the window, and then throw water on me?
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. And then you wonder why you're not invited on the next trip. This guy pees the bed. He peed the bed. You made me break a window to a fucking old ass house to get in. Not only did I break the window, I shattered glass all over my arms. So bleeding down my arms. And then you proceed to pee the bed. The bed never recovered, by the way. When you pee a bed, when you spill water on a bed, easy peasy, no problem, it'll dry up. When you pee a bed, you know, because the bed stays damp for the duration of your trip.
I had to sleep on the couch the rest of the week.
Yeah. So
I will be meeting you in Ibiza.
And you will be giving me $75.
I'll buy your ticket to Garrett's, bro.
So that's the question. That's the question that you folks at home could answer. I think if you pay for a service or a ticket to somewhere and then for some reason you don't make it and then somebody in your group who paid for the tickets ends up going, don't pay that person. They had a good time without you. They spent the money for your ticket on drugs or whatever the fuck they did, and they had the decency to go without you, so they deserve to enjoy the club as if you were there with them. So they assume your ticket price. That's my theory. Because if I fall asleep and I bought a ticket to a concert, you better drag my lifeless body to see
We tried, man.
That's a shame.
I did introduce you to chocolate mushrooms, though. So let's just say there was
he did make it up. He did make it up and
that was the day before, and then I ruined it.
What?
That was that day. Right before Aoki.
Right. Yeah.
That was right before Interni.
New topic. Doing chocolate mushrooms abroad.
I mean, that's where you started.
Mykonos. For sure. For sure. Dude, I swear to God, my first experience on chocolate mushrooms in Mykonos, I got to thank Jared, actually, because that was like the craziest
Can you
experience of my
tell? I mean, that story.
So
we had every server coming up to us.
So 2 months before we went, so we went in August. 2 months before we went, it was like June, and I hit up Jared. I find a restaurant in Mykonos. It's all over TikTok. It's called Interni, and it's one of those restaurants where like it's a restaurant during the day and through the night, and then later on at night it turns into like a nightclub, and it's beautiful. It's outdoors. It's just like all like white, and then when you're sitting down at the tables, it's like everybody's kind of like elbows next to each other. You know, it's like a very communal space. The wait staff and the servers there are like they're gorgeous and they're super cool. So we land in Mykonos. We land in Mykonos at like 3 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the dinner reservation is for 7. I had to make these reservations 2 months in advance because this place fills up quickly. And so the dinner reservation was at 7. We land at like 2. We get to the house and then drop off our stuff. As soon as we land, I've been to Mykonos a few times, so I know we're like, let's go to Paradise Beach. It's a good place to get started, get our feet wet.
Yeah.
It's like a little like beach club. It's nice. And so, it's not nice. It's white trash,
It's
but it's
white
like
trash,
it's definitely
but
white trash.
And
we'll get
Staten Island
and
people
we'll
there.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. It is definitely white trash, but it is fun. And it's a place that you can like get your feet wet in Mykonos to get your time started there. So what we did was we rented ATVs because you got to rent ATVs. Got on those, went to Paradise Beach. As soon as we get there, we run into people from Staten Island that knew somebody that I knew, which was crazy. I ended up FaceTiming that guy.
Insane.
It was wild. And then, before we got there, Jared was like, we should take these chocolates. And I was like, what is it? And he goes, mushrooms. I'm like, I've been meaning to take mushrooms. I've never done it before. He goes, take one square, see how you feel. We take one, go to Paradise Beach. We're there, meeting the Staten Island people. It's just good vibes. Now, mind you, at this time, I'm drinking pina coladas. Just down
And then two for buy one, get one.
Buy one, get one free pina coladas. Okay?
Oh, it's dangerous.
Here's the thing. You might call it trash. I call that my place. Okay? That 2 for 1 pina coladas, you can't find that anywhere. So I'm drinking those. I forget about the mushrooms. It's kind of nuts. There's a guy who like literally looks like Jesus Christ himself who's dancing in like a towel.
Zeus.
Yeah, he looked like Zeus and Jesus had a baby. He's dancing.
Grabbing 2 girls at once.
Throwing him over his shoulder.
Promoters.
I'm like, this guy be put in jail in America. Yeah. In Mykonos, he's Usher. Okay, so we're literally watching, dancing, whatever, having a good time. Jared looks at me, he goes, all right, we got to go. Like, dinner reservation at 7. I'm like, yeah, cool. So at this point, it's like 6 o'clock. We're like, okay, give us enough time to get back to the hotel or the house, whatever, shower up, and then, it's a 5-minute walk from there to the restaurant. So we go home, we go shower, and then get changed. We get out of the shower. Jared's like, hey, before we go, we should take these chocolates again, have a good time at dinner. I said, all right, fine. I didn't feel it the first time. Mushrooms must be fun, whatever. Take him, get to the restaurant, and we check in, get right in. We're sitting there. It's beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. We're all wearing sunglasses. We look like assholes. We look like big assholes. I'm wearing a trucker hat.
First of all,
we do not look like we fit in at all. Jared actually looks pretty good.
Don't say I don't look like I fit in. We got to pull up the photo of how
I will say
wearing striped pajamas.
Okay, first off, don't mock. Do not mock my outfit. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
My outfit was pretty good.
You had a pretty good outfit. My outfit was I had a stripe. I had like a blue and white stripe for Greece. Greece's colors, blue and white.
With the white kicks, you
know what they say in Greece? Go Greece. I'm wearing Greece. So we get there, whatever.
We got to put up a poll. Are these striped pajamas or a Greece outfit?
He kept making striped pajamas jokes. I'm like, why can't you just let me live?
And I was dying.
Why can't you let me live? So we get there, and mind you, I've had like 7 pina coladas this day already.
Yeah.
So like by now, I'm kind of tipsy, buzzed. We get to the table, we sit down. I forgot we took the chocolates. I've never felt what mushrooms do to you before. We're sitting at the table, and our buddy Connor, he looks over at me, and he's like, "What are you gonna order?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm gonna start with a tequila on the rocks with lime." And then Jared looks at me and he goes, "I'm gonna get a Moscow Mule." I go, "Perfect, gay but perfect." And and then Fee's like, "I'm gonna get sangria." Fee's a big sangria guy. So the waiter comes over. He goes, "It's like beautiful. It's like serene." You know, we got everybody's pretty. You know, it's like it's everybody's pretty, and then there's us just like sitting there. You know what I mean? Like we're just like
I hate that you put me like that.
We just sound
we
like
look good.
We look good. We look good, but it's so funny the way we are. You know what I mean? Like we just You know,
high class. It's class.
It's not our social class. Put it.
I
hate
that you keep putting me in like that, but I love it.
You're trash. You're from Staten Island. You're not that. I
want to not be trash so bad.
I don't. You got to embrace the trash. It's better when you're trashy and classy than being classy and trying to go trashy. You know what I mean? It's better the other way around.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm going from trashy.
But just remember where you came from.
Don't forget where I came from.
So we're sitting there, and the waiter comes by, and he's like out of a fucking book, like just like out of a fairy tale book. Just comes up, he goes, "Welcome to Interney," and I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, like that.
I'll have you for dessert.
That probably cost us $50 just for him to say it like that, right? So then he goes, "Welcome to Interney," and we're all like, "This is gonna be good." And then he goes, "Did you have a chance to look at the drink menu?" And I said, "Yes, I did." I said, "I will take a Casamigos with lime," and he said, "Perfect." Jared goes, "I will take a Moscow Mule." And the guy goes, "Absolutely, sir." And then Connor looks at him and goes, "I will take the sangria." And the guy goes, "Would you like red or white wine for the sangria?" And he goes, "I would like red." And then we all close our books and we hand it to him. Now, in the meantime, it's about 5 minutes later, you know, the guy comes back, right? And he looks at us and he goes, "Okay," he has my drink with my tequila and my lime. Hands Jared his Moscow Mule. Then he looks at Connor, no drink. And Connor goes, "I'm sorry." And then the guy goes, "Oh, sir, my apologies. We're out of red wine for the sangria. Would you like the white?" And then Connor looks at the menu and goes, let me see the menu real quick. Let me just read it over, see if I want anything else. He looks over, realizes, because we didn't realize this before, the whole menu, there was part of it where it's all in Greek. There's like a part of it that's like all Greek, and then there's a part of it where you flip the page, it's English. But Connor opened to the part where it was just Greek. So he was like confused. So his eyes kind of like popped. And then when his eyes popped, like we all kind of like popped. And then we're looking at him, and then he looks at the menu and he just goes, and then he closes it and he hands it back there. He goes, "I'll do the white." And then as soon as he literally says it with like a smile like this, I look at Jared, I look at Connor, I start bursting out laughing. Connor starts laughing, Jared starts laughing. It's like a chain reaction. And then it was just
it
like
did not stop.
We could
did not
stop laughing.
I was laughing at you wearing a striped shirt.
And then I'm just like, what is going on right now? And then Jared's like, "Dude, it's the mushrooms." And I'm like, oh. I'm like, this is awesome. I just keep dying laughing. Connor's like, he kept going on his phone because he felt embarrassed. He was like, everybody's looking at us. Like, I don't want to be.
Security at the head of the table.
Security comes over to us. Security comes over to us. He's like, boys, just want to make sure you guys are okay. And I look at him. I go, buddy, we're on mushrooms. And he goes, yeah, everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
And the whole restaurant could not keep their eyes off of us. Everybody was just everywhere we looked, people were just laughing. I got up to go to the bathroom. The manager, she was looking at me. She goes, can I help you with anything? I said, oh, you guys are amazing. I'd like to just go to the bathroom. She said, yes, let me walk you. I go, absolutely. She walks me. I get into like this cavernous like staircase.
It was
and as soon as I saw that, I was like, wow, this is crazy. I go down. I go to the bathroom. I come back up. She's there to greet me again. She goes, how was it? I go, it was amazing. I had a great time. And she goes, that's awesome. And I go, I just want to tell you guys have been great the whole time. I'm having the time of my life. My friends are having the time of my life. Thank you for everything. And then I just gave her $50. I just gave her $50. And let me tell you this. If you're ever on a trip and you just have money to spend, give a little. It's fun. You give, you make people happy. You know, they're having a good time with you. They want to keep interacting with you. Like, as soon as I gave her $50, she was like, one, she goes, I can't take this. And then I was like, well, yes, come on, like, please take it. And then she was like, look, like, I just want you to have a good time. And I was like, look, like, please take this. I really enjoyed our time here. And she goes, absolutely. So she takes it. She goes, let me tell you something. We turned into a nightclub at 1 a.m. and I want you guys to be there. And to which I said, absolutely, we will definitely come. And we did.
No.
Wait. So then, so
you did not.
This is where King Narcolepsy strikes again. So I say absolutely. And so I'll put a picture of how I started the night, but then I'm also going to put a picture of how I finished it, because there is a picture of like why I did not make it to the club that night.
That's the same night we went to Ioki, kid.
Yeah. And so, we left that night. We left that restaurant, went to another bar that I've been to before, and we just got absolutely obliterated drunk. And
tell them what the girls said, because I was only drinking water.
Where?
Remember at the bar, I was only drinking water. The guy just kept pouring me cups of water, and then the girls were like, what's up with him? You're like, he's broken.
That's the other thing.
Don't travel with a guy who just went through a breakup.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you're planning a trip, right, and you're like, and you're looking at a roster of people to choose to go on your trip, do not pick a guy that just broke up with his girlfriend or is in the process of breaking up. It's not a good look. It's just not.
I didn't plan for the breakup.
I know you don't plan for the breakup, but here's the thing. As a guy who's planning the trip, you got to err on the side of caution and just assume they're breaking up. So that you don't have to deal with.
He shouldn't be going out with the guy.
Because here's the thing. People can watch this podcast and looking at you. They're like, this kid seems like a great guy.
I appreciate it.
I'm looking at you right now. I go, this is a good guy.
I'm a pretty great guy.
Where was this guy in Europe?
This guy was nowhere to be found.
You should have seen this guy in Europe. You couldn't find him.
You didn't want to find him.
Every day I'm waking up like, Jared, how amazing is it that we get to wake up? And he goes, isn't it crazy that she left me? And it's like, what are you talking about? Get on the ATV. And he's like, no, I'll just walk. You know what I mean? Like, no.
I did have a great time.
I'm sure you did.
We had a pretty good time. Breakups happen, man.
Here's the thing.
Life happens.
Breakup does happen, but do not. If you're planning a trip and you need to know who's going on, you can always choose the people who are. You want people who are single. That's your first.
Right.
Your D1 players or your single players.
Right.
D2 are guys in a comfortable relationship. This means guys that like have that relationship with their girlfriend where like they've been in it long enough where, you know, she's like, I wish he would cheat on me. So this could get a little bit more exciting.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? D3 players are like the ones that are on the rocks with their girlfriend and they're just toxic. That's if like you just want to piss people off. You're like, oh, I got a good group going for me. Let me just add some fire to this. That's just gonna ramp up the edge.
With that being said, Bran, I'm going to Amsterdam and London myself, and I'm meeting you in Ibiza, whether you like it or whether Fee likes it or not. I'll fucking be there partying. Girlfriend, no girlfriend. I'm getting fucked up and having a great time.
All right,
I can guarantee.
You heard it here first, folks. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you on. We're having you on this podcast right now. This is how
when we come back.
Then when we're gonna come back, the next time you'll be on this podcast is when we come back from that trip. We're gonna talk about how that surprise went.
Yep.
Because here's the thing. Now that Jared has been on a trip with us and he was sad boy of the trip and is not invited back, his punishment his punish, because he is not invited on this trip. Let me just let that be known on camera. No one is inviting him on this trip. No one is inviting him.
That's my thing. I just show up.
I love him. I love him to death. I would have Jared on any trip. I don't care. He's one of my best pals. You know what I mean? But like, he is not invited on this trip because of his past actions. So the punishment is he has to plan to meet us in Ibiza. But I'm not going to tell anybody he's coming until he shows up at the first night we go out. He's also not allowed to. I'm not helping him plan a thing. He's got to figure it out on his own, and then he's got to find us. I also will not tell him where we're at.
I'll be there, kid. I guarantee.
I will not tell him where we're at. I will not tell him what time we're going. I will not tell him where we will be at, when, and where. He will have to figure it all out. That's his punishment.
I'll be there.
And only if and when he finds us is when he can be welcome back.
I got to right my wrongs.
And and here's the other rule, if he is back into like the relationship game, and at that point he's like on the rocks, like in a relationship, this negates everything, and I do not want to see him on the island. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a handshake. That's a handshake. We got that on camera. That's fair. Can you say that's fair?
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I don't want to. I'm done. I'm done. I've been in no relationships long enough to not have people who are in relationships ruin my trips.
100%. I didn't ruin your trip.
But he did not ruin my trip.
I didn't ruin your trip.
Because here's the thing. I've been on enough vacations with friends to know that like there are people on these trips that will not be on everybody's vibe, right? And you just have to.
I went and did my own thing. You've been to Barcelona. I went to Park Güell myself. You guys didn't want to see any of that. You know, I don't stop. I go out. You have to admit, I go out and do. For
a guy who was very sad, you did do your own thing, and I have to commend you on that. However, there are people on that trip who are coming on this trip who don't want to see your face,
and that's fine. I'm not liked by everybody, and I know that. I'm very self-aware.
But I will say, yeah, I'm gonna get too personal, but Jared has come a long way since that trip. He's changed a lot. He's grown up a lot.
Yeah. All right, man.
But ladies, stay away from him, because if you come near him, you're going to ruin his chances of coming on this trip, because chances are he's going to fumble the bag by August, and then he's going to let me know. This is the call I'm going to get. I'm going to get a pop. You're never going to believe what happened. Fucking Jezebel called me the other day. Guess what? She doesn't want the kid anymore. Guess what? Now I'm sad again. Can't wait for Ibiza. I'll see you there, because then this is what I'm going to say. You're not coming. You're not coming. Do not even dare get on that flight. I don't know which Ibiza you're going to. Have fun in Connecticut or wherever you go to go get sad. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But yeah, I don't know. Roster's a big thing when you're traveling. It's a big thing, because you wanna compile a list of people who are gonna have like the best time, you know. But yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean,
what else do we miss?
We talked about meeting people on vacation, going alone, going together.
Yeah,
you know, it's.
Yeah, I also think this is gonna be the first time I'm traveling and doing hotels. Usually I do hostels.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
hotels only. Yeah.
I was very against the hostels.
You were very against hostels.
As we said, I am a bit more class, or I like a bit more classy.
Yeah.
And also the first time I went to Europe, I stayed in probably a 5-star hotel with my ex, who comes from money.
That's right. But when you travel with me, it's more so just about like, let's just get there. You know, everything else, we'll go classy on everything else.
Well, that's what I'm saying about Ibiza.
We'll go classy on everything else, but in the meantime, we're going to be sleeping next to some mice. He didn't like that. That's not a laugh I'm not getting a laugh out of that. Here's the thing. Patty's asked me, where do you want to go? Dream destination. Yeah, because I guess, you know, I am going back to Ibiza. I'm going back to Mykonos, going back to Dublin. It's not really like I'm going there to, you know.
These are your Floridas.
These are my like, this is like my Montauk. This is like
right. This is Southampton.
My Keys, my Hamptons.
Right.
Yeah, it's like my Hamptons.
That's insane. You have no money. Yeah,
I have no money. We don't have no money.
Got a few dollars. You know what I mean? You got a few dollars.
Dream destination right now. Tokyo.
We were just talking about Tokyo.
Tokyo.
I was just talking about Tokyo.
Yeah. Tokyo, I think is The last time we went to Europe, it was the first time in my life where when I was there, I was like, I think I'm ready for Asia.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
I think we did discuss Asia.
My problem with Asia is that I have an irrational fear that I'm going to go there and just get the shit kicked out of me for being a drunk idiot. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're very classy over there.
Yeah, but then you hear other things about like South Korea being crazy. Japan. I hear Japan is actually crazy. I hear people love Americans in Tokyo.
Yeah, I hear that too. Part of me is like, I don't know, because they're very like self-oriented here.
Yeah.
Like they're all very
What does that mean?
I think self-oriented means like to themselves, or maybe selfish. Maybe I said it wrong.
Selfish. I don't know.
Like when I'm out partying, like I don't know, like they just don't seem the friendliest to me. Like they have their own thing.
They're like cliquey.
They're cliquey.
That might be like an American Japanese.
They don't want to migrate with.
It'd be like a Japanese American thing.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. But whereas like I heard you're treated like a superstar out there.
Out
like
there,
a different skin color,
right?
Complexion.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's definitely on my destination. They have a comedy club out there. Shout out to Ryo Hayashi, who's killing it over there. He'd probably hook us up.
Did he move?
I think he's been there for a real long time.
Shout out Ryo Hayashi. He's a good comic from New York. He's out there?
Yeah.
Really?
He's killing it. He's getting up like every day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Love that for him.
Yeah, Tokyo. Patty, look up some places in Tokyo we could check out. Like, well, I don't even, because that's the other thing. People are asking me like, oh, you got to go to Tokyo.
You gotta
Go to Tokyo, but then I'm like, but I'm not like there just to eat.
No,
like Tokyo, like what would you do? Like what's fun to do in Tokyo? You know what I mean? I don't care about the comedy scene. Okay, fine, but it's like
no, like the top attractions in Tokyo.
Yeah. Like yeah.
That's what you'd be called, Tokyo Cheapo.
Tokyo Chi.
No, dude, I would love Tokyo. It's all,
I think I'm just fascinated with Asia. And I feel like Tokyo's like the place that would welcome me the most. You know, you hear nightmares about China. You can't even go on Facebook. Not that I'm using Facebook. It's just like that'd be crazy to kind of go over there and be like, ooh,
yeah.
You kind of feel like you're constricted by their government. But maybe I'm wrong. Tokyo Disney? Yeah, maybe.
I heard it's pretty crazy. Somebody told me they have like a crazy thing out there.
I actually did hear that that's like one of like the best Disney parks. Yeah.
Well, you know, I want to go to like Lisbon. You know, like I want to hit like Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal would be cool.
Fucking.
What is that? What is that, Patty? What is this? Tokyo sightseeing. What is that?
That's the fucking that building.
You just said that's that building. What the fuck does that even mean? He's like, that's the building that comes on our little takeout boxes when you order Chinese.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I'd go see sumo wrestling. Wait, where is this?
Is sumo wrestling Japanese or Chinese? You might be getting cultures mixed up.
That's a good point.
Is it Japanese? Oh, I'd go see sumo wrestling.
I'd go see sumo wrestling.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That looks nuts.
I want to go to Bangkok.
Bangkok, Thailand?
Yeah.
Thailand would be cool.
Bali.
Yeah. Bali. Yeah. That's Indonesia.
I got to make some money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I can't, like, you know, I want to have a stable relationship, but then I see the world. And
Oh,
I'm like,
Bangkok has Hooters.
oh, you love Hooters, huh?
Yeah, they got Hooters.
It's like I want a relationship, but then the other 50% of me wants to travel the world and experience all of this. You know what I mean? I can't have any restrictions if I'm traveling the world. It's too much of a new experience.
Your restrictions are what? Money?
No. Restrictions are, what do you mean? No, restriction of like.
What do you mean? You said
taken.
I can't have too many restrictions to travel the world. What are your restrictions?
Being taken. Like being with a woman.
Right. But you don't think there's a partner out there that would love to travel with you?
Oh, I think there is.
Right.
But a part of me wants to travel the world to hook up with other women out there.
You just want to go hook up with other women?
Yeah. I want to experience different cultures sexually.
Do you have like a list of like countries where you're like, check off France, hooked up with somebody from France, check off Spain?
No, but that's a good idea.
Do not do that. Please. That's a joke.
But I'm reading this book. You'd really like this book. It's this comedy writer, Kristen something. It's what you were doing while I was what I was doing while you were breeding. It's written by a comedy writer, and you know, in the 9 months where she's writing TV, those other 3 months she goes and travels, and she talks about all her traveling stories. And she said she doesn't really hook up in the U.S. Like she went through like a breakup, whatever, this and that, and then she started traveling, and like she just started meeting all these new people, and she's a little slut. Like she's very open and fluid, and like very much like open with her sexuality when she's traveling abroad, and she's meeting all these people. And, like, the stories she's telling, she was like, I was hooking up with this guy, and one way, like, we were able to teach each other the language is, like, kissing a body. Like, she had a fantasy of, like, him kissing a body part and then saying, like, that body part in his language, and then, like, that's how she, like, learns the language. And I thought that was, like, sexy as fuck.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of my first kiss. My first kiss was with a French girl from Quebec. And yeah, it was on the beach, and I remember it was like my friends and her friends. We all like met up on the beach. Like,
remember the French girls we met on the beach, Brandon, in fucking Barcelona?
Yeah, but that's another story.
Prick.
But we prick. First off, you invited me to hang out with these French chicks, and when I get there, they wanted nothing to do with us.
Well, because you made them wait a half hour.
Wait a half hour. I didn't want to go.
They want well, that's what you should have been there for your boy. You know he's down bad. I was like, hey, Brand, I got these 2 girls. You want to come hang out? You're like, nah, you got it on your own. You got a threesome in the bag. I did not have the threesome.
Yeah, this guy, I swear to God, this kid sitting next to me thinks he has a threesome every weekend. Lined up. I'm like, I'll hit him up some weekends. I'll be like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? He goes, I can't hang out with you. I think I might have a threesome waiting for me. And then I hit him up on Sunday. I'm like, how was the threesome, I guess? And he goes, nah, it didn't happen. One of the girls, her eye fell out. I'm like, her eye fell out? And he goes, yeah, the girl had a wooden leg. It was the whole thing. I'm like, who are you hanging out with? Like, this guy's going
with pirates. Kid.
This guy's hanging out. Yeah, he's going to pirate ships to go. He's going to with pirate ships to go have his scallywag sucked. This guy's out of his mind.
My bad. But we did not. Those girls, the French girls that we met in Barcelona, did want nothing to do with us after you showed up a half hour. I was like, hey, come hang out, and then
you're giving these people no context. Though you're telling this story like as if I had something to do with this. Jared met these girls in Spain. And he was the whole weekend that we were there. He was like, "You got to hang out with me and these girls from."
There's one night.
I was like, maybe I don't know. So later on at night, he was like,
"They wanted to meet up."
I'll cut this out if you don't want me to say it. But he tells me, he goes, "I think I can pull a threesome." I said, "Great, have fun. See you later." So we sent him in a cab. He leaves. Texts me about an hour later. He goes, "Pop, you got to meet up with me and these girls. We're on the beach. We're hanging out." And I go, "What happened to the threesome?" He goes, her eye fell out. So then I said,
shut up.
Yeah, I didn't follow.
Shut up.
But he's like, I don't know.
A language barrier.
Mind you, he's using Google Translate to talk to these girls the whole time, which is a lot of work. That's too much work. Here's the thing. If I meet girls abroad and they don't speak another language, to me, that's sexy. I'm like, that's hot. You know, we're trying to figure it out. But if I have to be Stephen Hawking to talk to you, like it's not going to last.
It's my first time abroad. I didn't know.
It's not going to last. Like if the whole conversation is me going, hey, how are you? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. It's like we've already lost an hour of our lives. It's like, let's just call a spade a spade. You're from France. I'm from the U.S. Do you want to hang out? If you do, then let's just not talk the whole night and walk around and smile at each other when we like things and frown at things when we don't like things. You know what I mean? Like, let's just keep it simple. You know what I mean? Jared's coming up with these people. He's like, let's use Translate the whole time. Hits me up. He goes, come meet up with us. I meet up. They are like confused. They're like, we did not write, come have your friend come with us in the translation. I don't know where you got that.
Bad, bro.
That text got lost in translation.
Bad,
and then one of them looks at me and I just look like a fucking douche the whole time. I'm like, what's going on? You guys like McDonald's? They're not even drinking or anything. They're both sober. It's just like
it was her birthday too.
It's just a mess.
She wanted dick.
It was just a mess.
We didn't encourage it.
And then they gave Jared a gift at the end of the meeting. They said, we have a gift for you, and they handed him a card and said, you're a very nice guy, with a bracelet that said something on it.
We'll go back to your first case. I'm sorry. You remind me of the French girls.
Oh, you were saying that this girl, like, she meets people through, like, the joke is gone because you stomped all over it. But the joke, you stomped all over it. You're just like, oh, that reminds me.
Really, it's the language barrier. And the first kiss you had with a French girl
was with a French girl. She didn't speak a lick of English, but you said the girl that in the book, she says she uses, like, what kind of body parts does this guy like to kiss?
They would kiss each other's body part
to kind of
say what it was.
Right. And then, so we kind of did a similar thing. My friends and I talked to these girls, but we thought we were funny. We would look at them and be like, oh, you're from France? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, you ever heard of syphilis? And they're like, what? And they're like, oh, syphilis, yes. And we're like, syphilis. We don't have that. You know what I mean? Like, we're just like joking. We're saying like STDs.
Right.
14-year-olds are like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was weird. And then one of them ended up kissing me, and then and we made out for a good amount of time. I was hard as a rock, and I remember walking away with that with my boys, and they go, how was it? And I was like, great. And I kept using the showers on the beach to wash my mouth out because I was like, I don't want herpes. Because like
Oh my God,
I was
yeah, no
freaking out.
idea.
I'm very self-conscious about that kind of
Where
stuff.
were you?
On the beach.
In
Hollywood, Florida.
Gotcha.
Hollywood, Florida. Yeah.
Love Hollywood.
Yeah. Shout out Jade. Jade Bellinger. She's watching this. I'll
Where's
name
she?
drop her because she can't even understand English.
You were always meant to travel the world. Your first girl you kissed is a fucking Frenchie?
Yeah. Well, from Quebec, Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really.
My first kiss was literally me going, you want to kiss me? She was like,
So that's
And I was like,
the
yeah,
thing. It's
ooh.
like I did make out with some girls in Europe, and it's like, is the one girl that I think she's from Barcelona. She spoke English, so but it was still pretty hot to, get through that. Like I remember I was trying to go with this other girl who was visiting Barcelona from Paris,
right.
and she was into me. I spilled a drink all over her white dress. That fucked it up. But then, I'm just hanging around her and her friends, and they're all talking in fucking French, and I just feel so left out, and then I just left. I'm like, I didn't want no part of you guys. You want no part of me? I want no part of you.
Yeah, that's always tough.
When
when you don't feel welcome somewhere, you got to just get out.
I love being able, I love the not competitive, the challenge of talking with your eyes and your body. That's hot to me.
Yeah, you're very like introspective and like that.
Yeah.
You're very dare I say sexy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of like, if you were like, you should have, you're the kind of friend, Jared's got a friend who would look at me and go, did you see how she was looking at you with her eyes? And I would be like, I was staring at her tits the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Everything kind of goes over my head. All right. I think that's it for today. We didn't learn anything about Tokyo, by the way. I guess sumo wrestling is the only thing we're going to be doing when we go out there. So.
And sushi.
And sushi. And hanging out at that place.
Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
The comedy club?
Oh, yeah. Tokyo Cheapo. Tokyo
No,
Cheapo.
no, that was just things to do in Tokyo. That was their website.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, cheap things to do in Tokyo.
Cheapo Tokyo.
That's you, Tokyo Cheapo.
I'm really not cheap when I go on trips,
No,
by the way.
no, you're not.
I'm not
You're not. You're not. Which I remember you bought, and you were upset at me for this, which I get. I learned my lesson, but it's just funny to see where we're at now and how you talk about money. But you bought us shots that night for the people next to us. The guy was a former professional rugby player.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the guy next to us? It was super cool.
Well, we ruined their whole night.
No.
I
I said we
know.
made their night.
Yeah, I know. Because we were on mushrooms
We
all
were
night.
very loud.
Yeah, we were
very loud. And then the guy was like, "Oh, I knew it."
Yeah.
But you bought us all shots.
I know. And then and then I get ripped on. I do something that is out of love. It's from my heart. And then I have Jared going, this guy can't afford anything. He's giving us shots. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Go back 3 episodes ago where the kid talks about how he took out a loan to go to fucking
You know what?
Mykonos
You know
next year.
what? The deal's off. You're not coming to a beer. Do not come anywhere near
No, Brandon's
Ibiza.
not cheap on trips, man. I don't think I was either.
We weren't. You can't be cheap on these trips.
You can't be. Well, we went with someone who was, and that's okay. He won't be listening to this anymore anyway. That's why I'm here. I replaced him. That's a good way to end.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, kid. This is fun. I gotta go do homework.
Yeah.
See you in Ibiza.
I like how it circles back to the homework.
See you in Ibiza.
Forgot this kid's 20 years old again. He's gonna
Oh,
go.
my
You
God.
got frat rush tonight.
Shut the fuck.
Jared's got frat rush tonight, everybody.
Shut the fuck.
That'll be fun. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Anything you want to plug?
Nah, man. Just come see me perform all over the country. I'll be in LA. I think I might be in Atlanta. Gonna go to Comedy on Carlson in I think Rochester. Just follow me on Instagram, The Kid Jared. Thanks
Cool.
for this is fun, man.
At the Kid Jared, and as always, I am at Brandon Oberera. This has been Welcome to This. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.